Hello everybody, I'm Sharpened Blade, and today we're going to take a look at the Bestech Paladin. I know what you're thinking. Sharpened Blade, you said we're going to review this for a while. Ha ha ha, surprise, I am going to review right now. This knife, like, to be honest, I liked it as soon as I unboxed it, but when I started carrying it and using it, this knife is amazing. This is really nice. This is, like, I know this didn't come out this year, but of the knives that I bought this year, of the budget knives anyways that I bought this year, this is the nicest budget knife that I've handled this year, and probably for a while too. Like, this is a nice knife. So what makes it so nice? Well, I don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you. Now, first off, there are a couple issues with this, so I will get those out of the way right now. Biggest issue is the pocket clip. It's not deep carry. That's not the issue. Actually, I'm glad it's not deep carry for the actual issue, which is this little point right here. That little point is pointy, and I don't know if everyone pulls the knife out of the pocket the same way as I do. Guessing most people would. I put my finger under the pocket clip and I pull it out that way. I'm holding it like this, and it's much more secure than if you're holding it like this. Now, the reason why you might end up holding this knife like this is because this is pointy. And when you pull it out of your pocket, it doesn't hurt, but it's very uncomfortable. So yeah, keep that in mind. The design of the pocket clip, it's not 100%. I mean, I like that it's not just a straight up boring pocket clip, but yeah, they should have rounded that tip off a little bit better. It's rounded anyways, but just don't have that point on it. Like I say, it's not going to hurt you, but it's uncomfortable when you pull it out. It definitely leaves a mark in your finger. So yeah, I just pull it out like this. Now, if it was deep carry, I basically wouldn't be able to pull it out of my pocket comfortably. I still don't like holding it like this because it's not a real sure grip on the knife. It could slip out of your fingers, but anyways, that's how I pull it out. I at least pull it out past the hem of the pocket, and then I reach down and grab it and deploy it and cut things. Yay! But anyways, other than that, that's basically it. Now, the other small issue I have with it is the detent. The detent is weak. Now, when you kind of do a combo, or I do anyways, a combo of push button and light switch, and of course I failed at that time. There, you can. There we go. I'm flipping other knives. Once you get, like, dialed in to how much pressure you need to put on this knife, it's and it also doesn't help that I'm holding it up like this, but it's fairly reliable. Like, when I'm not in front of a camera, this works all the time. But anyways, yeah, you can give it a little bit of wrist if you want to, but yeah, there we go. Once, like I say, once you get used to it, it's fine. Now, I wish the detent was a little stronger. However, the whole reason why I have this knife, by the way, is because of Gideon from Gideon Stuff. Great channel you should definitely check out on YouTube. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description of this video. He's always gone on about this knife, and I finally picked one up because of that. And he said to me that his has a stronger detent than mine. So that's kind of like maybe a QC issue. I've heard Bestech doesn't always have the greatest detent sometimes from other reviewers. So yeah, so that's kind of like a hit or miss type of thing. You might have that issue, you might not. It's really not that big of a deal because I don't know why. It's usually doesn't usually fail this many times. Yeah, there. Anyways, yeah. So just be aware of those two things. But everything else about this knife, it's fantastic. The G10, it looks really cool. You can see that kind of a pattern. Looks kind of like a wood grain. Almost, actually, now that I look at it, it kind of looks like you threw like a rock in a pond and then the ripples. But but yeah, it looks cool. It feels really nice. This is really nice G10. see off camera, no problem. Anyways, really nice G10, and like the milling up there, that just adds a nice little bit of flair to it. Sorry, the sun is like coming right in, so it's gonna be kind of bright on the blade, but maybe I'll do it this way. There, it's a little bit better. Not really. Okay, but anyways, you can see the milling here. That looks really cool. Adds a little bit of flair to the knife, you know. And you got yourself a lanyard hole here. I wish they hadn't done a lanyard hole. I wish maybe, you know, like a hole in the, yeah, it's kind of noticeable. I wish that maybe they did like something with the backspacer. But speaking of the backspacer, this is some Riot quality backspacer tolerance right here. It's going to be hard to show, but the backspacer, you can kind of see, you can just barely make out the lines where the scale stops and the backspacer starts, and you cannot feel it at all. It almost looks like it's one piece. Like certain angles, like right here, I can't see the lines. It's just, they did such an amazing job. You can't feel it. You can't even grab it with your fingernail. It's just, I'm blown away with that, like that part. That really, it surprised me so much. Like on a budget knife, this is 60, if I remember, $62 Canadian. So it's a bit cheaper than that in the States, but for like 60 bucks retail price, I got it on sale. It's like $5 off. Woo! But anyways, $62. This is a really solid knife for $62. And then they have, I know that people, they're probably like, what are you going on about the backspacer so much for? But I just never really experienced on a budget knife this level of like perfection with the backspacer. It just blew me away. So I just wanted to make sure I made a proper point of that. But yeah, everything about it feels really nice. Like there's no sharp spots on the knife except for the blade, which is extremely sharp. It's really sharp. This like obliterates cardboard. Now it's not even that thin of a blade stock. I mean, it's not thick, but it's not like crazy thin blade stock. But this thing comes down like it's a nice flat grind. It's almost a full flat grind, but you've got like a nice two-tone effect. Man, the sun is so bright. Again, I'll show this better in the on the tabletop, but it's got like a stone wash here on the flats, and then the flat grind is like a polished. It's a satin finish. But anyways, it's a nice flat grind. It's fairly tall, so it comes down to a very sharp laser beam of an edge. This thing is one of the sharpest budget knives I've unboxed this year. This thing, like I say, is a laser beam. It's amazing. So Gideon has made, if I remember correctly, some claims saying that this is the best EDC knife. It's near perfect, and honestly, I have to agree with him. If the pocket clip, I know a lot of people prefer deep carry, so if it was a deep carry pocket clip without this pointy end, and if they could make the detent right across the board, like dialed in perfectly, this would definitely be one of the best EDC knives I've ever handled. It's still really, really good. It's just those couple of issues keep it, you know, it's almost to my A+ level, but those issues kind of, I gotta be picky with it, so they kind of take it down. It would be a 10 out of 10, but like it's just a 9.5 out of 10 because of those little issues. If that means anything. I'm not going to start scoring by numbers, but anyways, yeah, I'm starting to ramble. So let's switch over to the tabletop, and then I'll go over some fine details, and then we'll do size comparisons and specs, and that'll be it. Okay, so it's on bearings. It's D2, G10, stainless steel liners, stainless steel pocket clip, T8 on the pivot, T6 on the body screws. Yeah, you can see that milling, not really milling, but the pattern on there on the G10. That's really nice. You can can see the stone wash here, and then the satin, little two-tone on the blade. Really nice. This knife looks great. It looks like it should cost more than $60 Canadian. Yeah, really nice. You can see where I've been cutting with it. But yeah, it's on bearings. It's very smooth. It's not super drop sheddy. Oops. But at some point I'll take it apart and clean it up. It's slightly, just ever so slightly off-center towards the lock side. Not a big deal, especially on a budget knife. I don't usually mind that, but I like that they do the milling on the pivot. This looks really nice, the B for Bestech. And yeah, you can see the actions a lot. I'm doing a better job with the action here, but yeah, it still fires out with authority whenever you, you know, even though it does have a weaker detent, whenever you learn how much pressure to put on there. Very nice. You could use this as a finger trial if you want to, but that little bit there is going to poke you out a little bit. So it's probably not a wise idea to put your finger in there. But it is a nice sharpening choil. You got a lot of sharpenings that you can do here before you get up to here. So I don't usually talk about sharpening choils too much, but that is a cool looking one. So I'll do some specs. And then we'll do some size comparisons. I'm just going to use the ones that are on my desk for right now. We've got the Arian full size, the Arian small size. It's very close in size to the Arian full size. A bit bigger than the small. Got the kite fin, a lot bigger than the kite fin. You got the devil's finger, getting a lot bigger than that too. You got the Towser K, and we've got what I'm carrying in my pocket today, the MBK pincher. So it's very close in size to the pincher. Get it out of the way. But it has a longer blade. But yeah, it's a good size for EDC too. Feels nice in hand. Fills the hand well, and you know, it's with this jimping up here, it's very easy to power through. Although you don't really need to power through much because it's so thin and slicey, but you can power through a lot of materials with this. But yeah, this knife, I was really excited about it as soon as I started carrying it, and I figured I better get the review out for it now. I'm going to do a long-term review on this as well next year when I start carrying my the knives that I've been getting. I know I haven't been doing a lot of reviews so much lately, but more reviews are coming. Like next year I'm going to have a crap ton of reviews to do, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. But as far as this goes for now, if you see one for like on sale, definitely get it. But even regular price, I don't know if this is discontinued or not, but definitely pick one of these up. The Bestech Paladin is a fantastic knife that deserves to be in your collection. So thanks so much for watching. Take care.